Good morning, folks. This is Naeem Aslam, Chief Market Analyst at AvaTrade. Welcome to our daily fundamental video analysis. Let's begin by looking at those monetary policies decision, because remember, this particular week, it is all about central banks and their policies with respect to, of course, the coronavirus pandemic conditions. Now, the Bank of Japan kickstarted the week with its monetary policy decision, and it did what it expected. What was that? Unlimited purchase of its asset program, right? Now, what does that mean in terms of a dollar yen? There was literally very small move in the dollar yen pair on the back of this. As you can see in the chart, when it comes to the dollar yen pair, the dominant trend is still consolidation or a range-based trading. Why? Because the Bank of Japan is pretty much still at its limit with respect to its monetary policy, and dollar yen itself is still considered as somewhat a safe haven currency, and when it is trading against the dollar, we also have the similar sort of a narrative on the dollar front as well. So for now, that particular consolidation continues. But if you want to understand a little bit more, and if you want to understand if there is a possibility of a trend, which there is, I have done a full technical analysis video, so please do go ahead and watch that. Now, moving on to other central banks meetings, the Federal Reserve. Now remember, the interest rates are already sitting near enough zero. There are speculations in the market that perhaps the Federal Reserve will move its interest rate to zero or perhaps below zero. That is where some of those speculators are really betting. But we hold this view that the possibility of that happening isn't really there yet. I think the Federal Reserve Bank, the Federal Reserve is pretty much going to just use its language to assure the market that yes, we are there to support you, but no more changes with respect to interest rate. Now, moving on to the European Central Bank, the big budget, well, that 1.4 trillion is very much in the focus, and the question is whether the other European countries which are part of the Eurozone can really tap into this particular budget, because the officials haven't really decided on the details if the governments can really tap into that 1.4 trillion euro aid budget. Now, let's shift all these macro policies on the side and focus on the price action. And of course, there is nothing more intriguing than the crude oil price. The WTI West Texas June contract has dropped over 20% today. When you compare the similar move in Brent prices, that is down only about 3 to 4%, right? So the move isn't really that strong when it comes to the Brent prices, but of course the move is enormously strong when it comes to WTI prices. Why? Because traders are still expecting for this to revisit the level of perhaps below zero or go all the way down to zero as well. And this is what happened with the previous month contract, with May contract. So this entire concern is really impacting the price. And in addition to this, we still do not have any organic cuts with respect to crude oil prices. But when it comes to Brent, the story is a little bit different. How? Because Saudi Arabia, which is currently producing 12.83 million barrels per day, has already started to curtail that production towards its agreed limit of 8 million barrels per day. And that is well ahead of its planned schedule. Remember that the country promised to do that in May, and we are still in April, and it is expected that Saudi Arabia is already going to achieve that. So the message is very loud and clear for the industry that we are here to stabilize the price. Now, whether there will be a need for another production cut, in my opinion, certainly there is. That remains a question for the market and for the market participants. But remember, as always, you can protect your upside and downside positions by using AvaProtect. That's all for today. See you guys tomorrow.